Military officers have a surprising investment strategy. Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and today I want to share a financial investment strategy that I overheard two general officers describing to each other. And once you hear this, I think you'll have a deeper insight into how service members plan for their retirements. To set the stage, back when I was a young lieutenant colonel, I was doing some kind of analysis for a 2-star. I don't remember what the analysis was about, but the 2-star was going to go brief an operationally minded 3-star, and I wanted to tag along to see what a combat-oriented leader was going to think about our proposed courses of action. Anyways, the 2-star shows up, and he's got me following along, and he says to the 3-star, "Hey, do you mind if Chuck sits in?" And the 3-star says, "Sure, it's not like we're going to be swapping stock tips." And then they proceeded to spend the next 10 minutes comparing their personal investment strategies. Now, bear in mind that these are two people with very different perspectives of the world. One of them was very analytically minded, and the other was very action-oriented, and yet they both had the same simple investment strategy: dollar cost averaging into an indexed stock fund. Now, if you're not familiar with those two concepts, don't worry, because they are literally the simplest approaches that you could possibly take to investing. Dollar cost averaging is just investing a fixed amount at regular intervals regardless of the market price. And an indexed fund is just a collection of stocks that mirrors some kind of market index, like the Dow Jones Industrial Average or the S&P 500 or what have you. Under this strategy, you don't try to time the market, you don't try to pick specific stocks, and you certainly don't pay somebody to do any of that for you. You essentially have the same performance as the market. But so what? I mean, what's the takeaway for a career-minded service member? Well, as a service member, regardless of rank, you often have very little control over your time or your ability to manage your personal affairs. You might get deployed. You might get dragged into some kind of office crisis that has you staggering home, too exhausted to even eat. Heck, they might just send you TDY for a couple of weeks working on some secret squirrel stuff where you're not able to communicate with the outside world. But if you have an investment strategy that relies on you being on top of the most up-to-date information, or a strategy that relies on your physical availability, sooner or later, something's going to happen. It's going to mess up your timing, and it's going to hurt the performance of your investments. So, simple, low-stress, low-effort investments are remarkably beneficial. Now, you guys know that I'm no financial advisor, and you should seek professional financial advice as soon as possible. But as you're doing that, remember that the military financial situation is unique, and the best options for civilian investors may be entirely different than the best options for people in uniform. One particular aspect of those differences has to do with the thrift savings program. It has some special rules about how you can access your funds as you move through your military transition. And if you want to learn more about that, watch one of these videos.